Shalom, my name is Yehoshua. I'm making this video from Jerusalem, Barack Obama, on who he is and why he decided to run. Okay, and he ends the video by we're going to change, we have to change the political system, we'll change the world. Well, that's the 1%. The 99%, let's turn up the volume all the way. I want to speak about this process of change and get everybody on the same page. Yehoshua, that's my name. I was Michael O'Donnell. I'm an American citizen. 22 years ago, I left the United States when I saw the hopelessness of the gridlock, the corruption of the ethics and morality of the country. I saw something that I don't even want to describe, and it's gotten progressively worse. It is not any surprise to any of us why the God of the cosmos is raising up this very blessed, ethical, moral, intelligent, articulate black man. But let's all get on the same page. At this time, after 22 years, I came here to serve the God of the cosmos. I couldn't serve my fellow Americans, because it was a hopeless situation. And it's even more hopeless today. So I have to do everything in support of Barack Obama, and I'm doing that already. But having said that, let's get to particulars. In serving the God of the cosmos, all that derives speaks volumes of who and what I am. I'm the youngest of 7 boys, 6 that survived, and to this date 5 surviving. Born and raised in Upton, Massachusetts. Never knew my mother until I was a teenager. Raised by my grandmother, my father, who was my teacher. I had to work and be self-supporting by the age of 13. I've read the classics. I've read philosophy, but far more I've read the Torah and learned with great blessings. I've ascended the learning curve. I am today, and have been for the last 35 to 40 years, a world-class didactic scientist. I'm the author of Humanomics in general and its 2 paradigms. The central organizing principle of Humanomics is the new cognitive behavioral science paradigm, receiving to give, and the new economic paradigm is its sister paradigm, which is what replaces the division of labor. Now let's get everybody on the same page. The context and history that Barack Obama is running for the presidency, and I have every reason to believe that he will be elected, is the end of man and mankind's exile. And this is proven by the collapse of the local reality. It was first observed 18 years ago, to be precise, in 1991, actually 19 years ago, and in February 26th. And more pronouncedly only recognized for what it was in the same year, on December 25th, 1991, there was in the former Soviet Union, was the collapse of what was its local reality, which was communism. And the next year, in 1992, in Yugoslavia, its local reality, which was communism, also collapsed. A few years later, in Israel, with the murder of Rabin, the collapse of its local reality, Zionism. Subsequently, on 9/11, and the collapse of capitalism in America has been imploding ever since, and it's not done yet, folks. In 2003, the invasion of Iraq was completed, which was begun on February 26, 1991. It was completed on March 17, 2003, with the invasion of Iraq, and there was the collapse of the local reality of the Ba'athist regime, which was its local reality, collapsed March 17, 2003. In 2004, we had tsunami, and the meta-narrative of tsunami speaks volumes about the collapse of the local reality, esoterically beyond this video. I'm not going to go into the details. We had the murder of Harari in Lebanon, and so in 7 or 8 other countries around the world. And now, so the meaning of the collapse of the local reality is this. Let's get everybody on the same page. It operates on 4 levels. On the psychosocial, the behavioral, the cognitive, and the psycholinguistic. This applies to individuals, families, communities, and nations. The East-West systems have collapsed, and one is communism, socialism, and the other is democracy and capitalism. After the collapse of the local reality, these two systems and models converge to the middle, and the post-collapse of the local reality is Humanomics, folks. That's it. And significantly, after this, we come to the collapse of on the behavioral level. And on the behavioral level, the two largest economies are imploding, and that's America and Japan. Both afflicted very greatly, structurally, fundamentally, with $117 a barrel oil. In addition, the three monotheistic religions, most particularly the two largest, Islam and Christianity, are imploding. And there's fundamental, all one has to do is research on the net and see the fundamentals. They're under attack and siege. Their legitimacy is called into question in the context of the events, but the more moderate is to understand the context, and the context is the collapse of the local reality ends man and mankind's exile. Okay, now I've talked a long time. Let's get to the meaning. Barack Obama, who is he? What is he? Okay, the question isn't who is Barack Obama. The question is who is Yehoshua Yaakov. And because the events coming out of Jerusalem are far, far more significant to man and mankind than the events in America in Barack Obama's election. And this is not an ego trip, folks. This is what is. And having said that, the videos and the articulations of that collapse will be far more significant to the world than all of the events and oil and everything else. So let's get to what's going to be done in America. Barack Obama will most probably, the DNC, he will most probably be elected president. The Democratic National Committee has been asked to, in its platform committee, to table the campaign based upon promising the American people the development and implementation of the new economic paradigm. I am its author. Okay, so President Obama will seek and receive from the American Congress, the United States Congress, on day one, and highly probably will receive a mandate to invest $4 to $5 trillion to invest in Americans once again in a new world-class global technologic infrastructure that will create tens of millions of sustainable domestic content jobs, retooling, re-educating, and retraining the entire workforce, win-win situation. By the end of year one, this project will be creating tens of thousands of sustainable jobs with, by year 3 and 4, domestic indexed incomes double the present levels. This project will, over the investment, will be amortized over 20 years. 60% of the investment will come from G9 strategic partners, the other 40% from America, amortized over 20 years. It will eliminate the national debt, eliminate the trade deficit, eliminate the Social Security deficit. It will provide for full national health insurance and education free for every American. It's a win-win situation, folks. It'll take us from 14 trillion to 45 to 50 trillion. It will redistribute the wealth justly. We're not going to see any more 80-20 splits between Wall Street and Main Street, or 70-20, or the common 60-40. We're going to see a just distribution of the wealth for reasons that are esoteric and beyond this level. And it ain't socialism and redistribution. It's going to be the delivery, the functioning, conscious delivery of democracy. I'm an American. I understand these principles, and it's now time we upheld them and delivered them. And there are ways to do it. The details of which are beyond this video. Now, that's who I am. That's what I've done. And so from a mother who I never knew as a child, until a teenager, who taught me in those teen years, and my grandmother and my father who taught me the principles of justice and self-education, I became a world-class didactic scientist. I'm the author of Humanomics in general and its paradigms in particular, particularly the new economic paradigm. Folks, this is a win-win situation for Americans. Vote for Obama. I'm Yehoshua Yaakov, formerly Michael O'Donnell. I endorse this message, and I endorse Senator Obama for president. He is a winner, and Michelle, vote for her for vice president. The girls, well, they have to grow up first. Anyway, we thank you for listening, and I'm Yehoshua Yaakov from Jerusalem, and we wish you the blessing, kabel b'shvilatet in Hebrew, receiving to give. Receiving what? The real you. To give the real you to you, your children, family, community, nation. Thank you. Shalom.